Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please excuse my hair and face. I've just been to my first exercise class since the baby was born, so I'm looking slightly ropey today. Today I wanted to review the Sleepyhead, or the Dock-A-Tot as it's called in America. I'm pretty sure it's the same company and the same thing. They're very similar products. Quite a few of you have been asking about sleeping arrangements, as Finn has been such a good sleeper. He's pretty much, since about day 3, slept through with one night feed. I am bottle feeding him, so I know that makes a difference with breastfeeding mums. They have to feed slightly more often. But he sleeps from about 8:30 at night to around about between 4 and 6 in the morning, and then he'll wake up for a feed and go back to sleep until at least about 7:30. I really think that part of the reason that he sleeps so well is because of the Sleepyhead. The Sleepyhead Deluxe that we have, which is the 0 to 8 months smaller version for smaller babies, is £130. You can buy it from retailers like John Lewis. We got ours for Christmas. My mum bought it us, and I'm really glad because honestly, I don't know whether we would have bought it otherwise. It's a lot of money and it's a big investment, and your baby might not like it. I had looked on eBay and other sites to see if we could get one cheaper, but then I read that when it comes to things your baby's going to sleep in, it's advised not to buy second-hand things because it increases the risk of SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. I think the risk is only small, but I didn't want to take any chances whatsoever. And then the big baby positioner sort of news piece came out where a couple of babies in the US had sadly died, and they'd attributed those deaths to sleep positioners, and it was deemed that they weren't safe and lots of products were recalled, and it kind of made me a little bit nervous. My midwife really didn't like the idea of the Sleepyhead. When she came round and saw it, she was kind of attributing it to those other sleep positioners, and so I really did my research when it came to that particular product. So according to the guidelines that come with the Sleepyhead, and I want to read the exact guidelines because I want you to be able to make your own decision. The Sleepyhead passes the British standard for airflow through infant pillows, the BS 4578, which basically means that it's breathable. So if your baby was to roll over, according to the British standard, they should be able to breathe through the fabric. That's just what the product information on the John Lewis and the Sleepyhead website says. Obviously, you have to make your own decision with that, but we haven't had any problems with it. But I think you should always do your own research before you decide whether you're okay with that for your baby or not. So, as I said, quite expensive, £130. There's also the Sleepyhead Grand, which is for 8 to 36 month old babies. That is currently retailing for £205, so again, a big investment. To be honest, I don't know whether we're going to purchase the Sleepyhead Grand, just because by the time he's 8 months, I feel like he might be more comfortable in his cot. The reason why we started using the Deluxe was we came home on day 2, we put him to bed. So I'd stayed in the hospital the night before for one night. We swaddled him up, we put him in the Chico next to me, and he looked like a little dot. I'll insert a picture here if I can. He looked tiny, and we turned the light off, went to go to sleep, and he just would not settle. And he looked so small in that massive next to me, and it's not really massive now. He kind of fills it a lot more, but he just wouldn't settle. You could tell that he was really uncomfortable, and even though he was swaddled, it was just really intimidating for him to be in a new environment. So the night after, I put him in a sleeping bag, a newborn sleeping bag specifically for babies of his weight, because he was about £7, and I put him in the Sleepyhead, and I put the Sleepyhead on top of the covers between me and Paul in the bed, and he slept until 4 o'clock in the morning, absolutely soundly asleep. So that really made me question whether it was the Sleepyhead that was making him sleep better or whether he was just more comfortable, but that just worked for us. And as new parents will know, I'd been in labour for 3 days, I'd then been in hospital for a night, then we'd had no night's sleep the night before. I was pretty desperate for sleep, and I would have done pretty much anything at that point to make my baby sleep. So we did that for about a week where he slept in the middle of us, and then after a while Paul was like, I'd quite like to be able to cuddle you in bed, or, you know, have some sort of interaction with you. So at that point, we put the Sleepyhead inside the next to me, and he has slept in it ever since, like that. So usually he will sleep happily in it during the night. He doesn't nap in it during the day, although it can be used for naps, and we did use it initially for naps. So we would just carry it downstairs and put it on the sofa next to us and put him in it. It's great if you go to your mum's or your parents or wherever, if you're travelling. We go to mum's at least once a week, and she has a travel cot for him, and she just puts him in the Sleepyhead in the travel cart, and he doesn't know any different. And I genuinely think he wouldn't settle as well if it wasn't for the Sleepyhead, because he doesn't matter where he is or whose house he's at, as long as he's in the Sleepyhead, it's the same sort of environment for him. So it's really been great for that, and we're going to take it on holiday with us as well. It's great if you want to go and have your tea and he's napping, you can just pop him in the Sleepyhead on the sofa, and you know that he's safe, he's not going to roll over anywhere, and it's fab as far as that's concerned. So yeah, we've had a really positive experience with it. You can take the covers off and wash it, which is fine to take the covers off and wash it. It's a little bit tricky getting them back in. It is a little bit like shoving a sausage into a sausage casing, as I'll insert some footage here if I've got it. But it is doable. The main thing is that you don't tumble dry it, so I just wash it and either put it on the line or put it on the radiator, which works really well for us. It's fine. That seems to work really well. You can buy spare covers for them. I think they are about £50, £55, and they come in different patterns. The standard Sleepyhead comes in like a white colour, which is classic and I really like, but you can buy sort of like leaf print ones now, marble print ones, special edition. Sometimes they are a little bit more expensive. There's the grey chevron print, which is really cute, but we just went with white. One trick that we use to stop having to wash it so frequently is we put a muslin square, like a giant muslin square from Aiden and A, or we've got some from IKEA that are really great, over the top of it. So just cover it and then tuck it around the side, so that obviously it's not going to go over the baby's face or anything, and leave it there. So if he is a little bit sick, like not a lot but a little bit sick, then we can just take that off and wash it rather than having to wash the cover. But typically I tend to wash the cover every week anyway, just like I would do our normal bedding, because he's coming into contact with it quite frequently. You can also buy, for when they're a little bit bigger, a toy arch. It's quite cheeky this though. So the toy arch, which is the black and white striped arch, is £18, and then the 3 dangly toys to go on the toy arch is also £18. So that adds up a little bit. It's a little bit cheeky. I thought when we were buying the toy arch, if we were buying it, which we haven't yet, we would be buying the toy arch and the toys, but that isn't the case. So you might want to do that, you might not. It could double as an activity centre for you if you didn't want to buy one of those, or if you just wanted one for on the go, like when you were travelling. Another great tip that I was told before I had Finn, which I'm so glad, was keep the bag that it comes in. So it comes like a plastic bag that's zippable with a little piece of cardboard in it to keep it straight. Keep the bag, because obviously when you're going travelling, or if you're going from people's houses, house to house, it keeps it dry, it keeps it safe, it keeps it clean. So we always have kept the bag, and that's worked really well for us. Yeah, so basically I feel like for us it's been worth the money, but I would say that it might not work for your baby. I think you get a good gauge when your baby's born of whether they like or they don't mind being in large spaces in the crib, or whether they're going to need a little bit of extra sort of support, because it's meant to replicate the feeling of being inside the womb, where the head's sort of like supported slightly. You can also do tummy time on it and things like that. I would say maybe wait until your baby's born. Try a night with them just in your Moses basket or next to me or snug pod or whatever it is that you've got, and then decide from there, because it is a big investment and it's quite a lot of money, and if your baby doesn't like it, that's a bit of an issue. So yeah, really works for us. I haven't got anything bad to say about it, to be honest, other than the price point for the additional extras, which I kind of resent. I don't mind the price point for the actual pod, because I feel like the reason it's so expensive is because it's safer than other sleep positioners, and I'm totally okay with that. I think it will be really useful for when we're transitioning him from the next to me to his crib, because it will help him not feel so little in that massive crib, and it'll help him transition because he'll be used to sleeping in that. So yeah, I would say give it a go. and I think it's worth the money. So that's it, guys. I'm going to be doing a lot more product reviews on here. If you have any specifics that you want to see, please let me know in the comments below. Subscribe. I post a video every week, usually on a Sunday, baby related, pregnancy related, product related. So yeah, give us a subscribe and I will see you very soon. Bye.